growers and retailers saw a lot of things that they would improve this next year. It's how do you get into the discussion? Sometimes is really the art. I know throughout the years, having been in sales and marketing, and now to see some of our best salespeople and some of our best retailer salespeople, what strikes me is with what ease they might take the discussion from a grower pair-up program, and they just turn it into the beginning of dialogue with the customer, versus having it be an absolute recommendation. And so, to me, I think that's the real opportunity is to turn that grower discussion about a pair-up or about whatever else, the planning cycle, and just turn it into that. Let's have a good dialogue now that you're ready to have that discussion with us, and start to make their recommendation. And I think at that point, now you can really get into the local value. You can get into that local recommendation that the retailer knows is going to work.
We've been definitely understanding that there's a need from BASF's standpoint. I mean, I almost call it a responsibility from BASF's standpoint to help our retail customers, our grower customers, to truly understand the value of products and programs over, what the rebate may be. And so, Scott, thanks for really kind of trying to spearhead this thing and light a fire under us to get this done. But, that's what I want to talk to you guys today about was the Grow Smart Advantage tool that we did develop. Ultimately, we took all the things that we just talked about here. What are the criteria that we need to know about an individual's farm? What are the challenges that they have? What does their cropping system look like? What are their thresholds or tolerances for weeds in their field? And then what is the correct program? Let's get back to the recommendation part of this whole thing. And then what does that look like compared to a competitive program out there? Ultimately, then, what is the value of that program? It's not, yes, we want to see what the rebate check is going to be from this program if you go over this way. But what was the value of this? We talk about features a lot of times. What is the crop safety? What does that mean to you? We talk about crop safety. What is the reliable activation? We have a whole website dedicated to reliable activation, talking about the low precipitation need to get some of our corn residual and soybean residual herbicides to work. We talk about these things, but we need to build a way to actually present that to our farmers, to present that to our retailers so that they could see the value themselves. And that's what I wanted to kind of pick on here today a little bit and show you where we've gotten to with this thing.
I think demonstrating the value of our technology is absolutely critical, Josh. I mean, if you just take an example, let's just think about weed control for a second, right? There's plenty of agronomic studies, research that says that if you've got weeds coming out at post-emergent, you've got 5% yield loss right there, right? So 5%. Okay, just think about an average soybean farmer, 50 bushels an acre, let's say, for instance sake, and he loses 5%. She can't get that yield back, right? And then that's 2.5 bushels an acre that are gone. Okay, 2.5 bushels by today's soybean price, that's easily over $20. There's no rebate out there that's going to make up for a bad input decision. Hey, you could take a herbicide like Zidua that has 2 weeks longer residual. It may cost a little bit more in some instances not. But look, just think about that yield that you just got back. You're not going to have a rebate that's going to be able to recover, that lost yield. And I think that's what we're talking about here, is being able to actually demonstrate that. I think the team here has done a great job of being able to look at different products, choose which one that makes sense to you. Let's talk about the real value that it brings, and then put that into a calculated format so people can understand it. That's based on science. That's based on performance in the field. That's based on real data. That's not based on just 1 + 1 = 2 on a rebate. And I think that what really gets to the great things that are being done with Grow Smart Advantage.